Hey, sixth grade, I hope all is well. Today we're going to be talking about planning a budget. This is going to cover pages 295 and 296 in your textbook. So the purpose of a budget is to help the planner spend less than he makes. So you would have to figure out how much money you make, whether that's for a week, a month, a year, whatever, and then you would have to plan out things that you have to spend money on, your bills, things like food, things like that. And so then you would be able to plan for things you want, like your savings, vacation, things like that. So, number one, it gives us a family that has a yearly salary of $40,000. So, it wants us to figure out what percentage each of those categories are. So, for tithe, they spend $4,000 every year. Well, I can already tell just by looking, 4,000, 40,000, that's going to be 10%. If I didn't know that, then I would put 4,000 over 40,000 and simplify. Okay, housing is going to be 14,000. That one I don't know off the top of my head. So 14,000 over 40,000. First thing I can do is I can get rid of the same amount of zeros on each side. So 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. So now it's just 14 over 40. Well, I don't know what that is as a decimal, so I have to divide. So 40 into 14, I know I'm going to need a decimal and some zeros. So 40 into 140. I know that 40 goes into 120 3 times. That would be 120. Subtract to get 20. Bring down the 0. 40 goes into 200 5 times. So that's 0.35 as a percent. That is 35%. Okay, clothing they spend $2,000 on. So 2,000 over 40,000, and I do the same thing. I get rid of the same amount of zeros on both sides. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. That's 2 over 40. I can reduce that to 1 over 20 because 2 goes into both of those. 1 over 20, I know, is I can make that into 100. So if I times that by 5, I get 100. Times that by 5, I get 5. 5 over 100. 5 over 100 as a percent is 5%. Okay, food, 8,800. So 8,800 over 4,000. Get rid of the same amount of zeros. 1, 2, 2. So now it's 88 over 400. Well, I know I can simplify that. I know it is even, so at least 2 goes into both of those. Divided by 2, that would be 44 over 200. Can simplify it more. I know that 4 goes into both of those. 4 goes into that 11 times. 4 goes into 200. Come over here. By 4. 20 be 5. 0 be 50. 11 over 50. I can double that to get to 100. So be 100 times 2 be 22. Be 22%. I could have just divided that by 2 again instead of 4, and that would have got me there too. But you typically want to try to divide it into the smallest fraction you can think of, and this just happened to be that I could then multiply it more, so it all worked out. Medical, they spend $3,200 a year. It's pretty low in real life. So 3,200 over 40,000. 1, 1, 2, 2. So 32 over 400. Well, that'd be 16 over 200. And then can divide both of those by 2 again. That'd be 8 over 100. 8 over 100 is 8%. Which makes sense because 2,000 was 5% and 3,200 is just a little bit more than that. Okay, 4,800. 4,800 over 4,000, 1, 1, 2, 2. 48 over 400. Well, that'd be 24 over 200. And it'd be 12 over 100. So that'd be 12%. And then savings, 3,200. Well, that's the exact same amount that they spent on medical. So I know that that fraction would be the same, and it's going to be 8%. So if I were to add all of those up, that should equal 100 if they budgeted correctly, all of those percentages. So let's see. 10, 35, 5, 22, 8, 12, 8. Okay. 5 and 5 is 10. 8, 2 be 20, and then 30. 3 and 1 is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 100%. They didn't go over their budget, they didn't go under, they got it exactly right. Okay, the second family, they have a monthly salary of $3,800. So that was annual for a year. This is for the month. Okay, so now we're going to do this kind of the same thing but in reverse. It gives us the percentage. It wants to know the dollar amount spent. So 10%, which is kind of the biblical standard of tithing, 10% of 3,800. Sorry, that's too far over. It's just 380. You just get rid of one of those zeros. Okay. Now 33%. I'm gonna have to come down here and do 3,800 times 33%, which is times 0.33. 0, 0. 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 3 is 9, 10, 11. 0. And I'm multiplying by 3, so it's the same thing. 0, 0, 4, 1, 1. 0, 0, 4, 5, 2, 1. Then I have 1, 2 decimals, 1, 2. So they spend $1,254 per month on housing. And we should remember to put our dollar signs because these are dollar amounts. It's not just numbers. Okay, clothing is 7%. So 3,800 times 0.07. 007 times 8 is 56. 7 times 3 is 21. Plus 5 is 26. We have 1, 2, 1, 2. They spend $266 a month on clothing, which makes sense because 10% was 380. So 7% is a little less. So that's a good way to double check that you're at least on the right track. Okay, food, they spend 18%. So 3,800 times 0.18. 0, 0, 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times 3 is 24, plus 6 is 30. 0, 0, 0, 1 times 8 is 8, 1 times 3 is 3. 0, 0, 4, 8, 3 plus 3 is 6. 1, 2, 1, 2. They spend $684 a month on food. Okay, medical is 8%. So 3,800 times 0.08. 0, 0, 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times 3 is 24, plus 6 is 30. 1, 2, 1, 2. They spend 304 a month on medical, which is only a little bit more than the clothing, and that makes sense percentage-wise. Okay, operating, which we like, probably like their car and stuff like that. 13%. So 3800 times 0.13. 0, 0. 8 times 3 is 24. 3 times 3 is 9, 10, 11. 0, 0, 0, 8, 3. Okay. 0, 0, 4, 9, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. They spend $494 per month on operating costs. And then savings is 11%. So 3800 times 0.11. 0, 0, 8, 3, 0, 0, 0, 8, 3, 0, 0, 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. 3 plus 1 is 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. They spend, or they put in, $418 into their savings account each month. Okay. And then if we were to add all of those dollar amounts back together, it would get us to $3,800. Okay, on the next part, it asks about some different scenarios, their little story problems. This family spends $900 a month on housing, and that is 24 of their monthly budget. It wants to know, what is their monthly income? Well, I think the easiest way to figure that out is to make a proportion. Okay, so I know they spend $900, and that is 24% of their monthly budget. So to make a proportion, 900 over X, because we don't know what their total income is, equals 24 over 100, because out of 100 possible percent, it is 24%. So then, it'd be 24X, because we're cross multiplying, equals 900 times 100, so 900 and 2 more zeros, so it'd be 90,000. So then we would divide both sides to get rid of that 24. Divide by 24, divided by 24. So, come up here a little bit. No, I think I have room over here, sorry. 90,000 divided by 24. 24 goes into 90 with 24. 48, 72, and it will get us too far. So we know it goes under 3 times, that'd be 72. Subtract, make that an 8, 10, 10 minus 2 is 8, 8 minus 7 is 1, bring down my first 0. Okay, 24 into 180, well, I know that I'm going to have to come over here and kind of estimate. Excuse me. So, 24 times 6 will get us to 144. So let's try 24 times 8. 8 times 4 is 32. 8 times 2 is 16, 17, 18, 19. We're going for 180, that's too big. So it's going to be 7. So 24 times 7. 7 times 4 is 28. 7 times 2 is 14, 15, 16. So times 7. 7 times 24 is 168. Subtract. Put on 1, make that a 10. 10 minus 8 is 2. So that should be a 7. 7 minus 6 is 1, so it's 112 right now. I bring down my 0, 120. Well, I know that times 3 gets me to 72. Let's try times 5. Well, yeah, let's try times 5. So 24 times 5. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 2 is 10, 11, 12. It is exactly 120. Perfect. So 5 times 24 is 120. Subtract 0, bring down my next 0. 24 and to 0 goes 0 times. So their total monthly income is $3,750. Whenever we have something that we know how much money it is, but we don't know the grand total, but we have the percentage, we can set up a proportion like that. Okay, on B, the person owes several different credit card amounts. And it wants us to find their average debt. So to do that, we would add up all the credit card amounts and then divide by the number of cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're gonna add this up, and then I'm gonna put this over here to remind myself, divide by 5. Okay, sorry. 9 and 1 is 10, 25, 10, 19, 24, 28, 29, 30, 35, and you can add this up. Like if you like to do it like I do, and I make groups of 10, that's fine. If you want to go from top to bottom, bottom to top to add it up that way, either way is fine, as long as you're adding up all the numbers in that column. Okay, so 7 and 3 is 10, 18, 19, 20, 21, 27, 30. I like to mark them out when I'm done, because then that tells me I've added it. Sometimes I leave the last number, but okay. 3 and 7 is 10, 19, 20, 23, 0, still 23. Okay, 2 is 4, plus 6 is 10, plus 1 is 11. So her total debt is $1,130.55. Remember, we've got to divide that by 5. So 1130.55 divided by 5. Okay. 5 into 11 is 2. 2 times 5 is 10. Subtract, you get 1. I don't know why it keeps going out of focus. Sorry, guys. Bring down your 3. 5 into 13 is also 2. 10. 3. Bring down that 0. 5 into 30 is 6. 6 times 5 is 30. Subtract. 0. Bring down your 5. 0 into 5 is 1. 5 into that next 5 would be 1 as well. So her average debt is $226.11. Okay. And then on C, they have a monthly income of $4,820. They pay 15% for tithes, and they want to know how much that person gives for tithes annually. So first, we figure out how much they give per month, and then we multiply that by 12. So 4,820 times 15%, so times 0.15. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 8 is 40, plus 1 is 41. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 4 is 24. 0. 0, 2, 8, 4. 0, 0, 3, 12. 6, 7. 1, 2, 1, 2. So they give $723 each month. Now let's know how much they give for the whole year. So then we times that by 12. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 7 is 14. 0. 3, 2, 7. 6. 4 plus 3 is 7. 4 plus 2 is 6. 7 plus 1 is 8. So annually, they give $8,676 for tithes. Okay? And then for D, it wants us to figure out how much interest was paid. They paid, or the mortgage, sorry, was for $227,000 at 6% interest for 30 years. So if we use our formula, we would do our 227,000 times 0.06, and take that answer and times that by 30. Remember our formula was I equals PRT, and that would find out our interest, our simple interest. Then we'd add that interest to the principal, so then it'd be 227,000 plus whatever that was. We'll say X plus X, and then let's say that equals Y, and then you would take what they actually paid, so 635,600 minus whatever you got here, Y, and that would be your interest that you paid. I'm going to put that as a capital I. We should be able to just plug those in, do that multiplication, and solve each of those. So you multiply that, it gives you this X. Whatever that answer is, then you take whatever that answer is and add it to that 227,000. That gives you Y. Whatever that answer is, you subtract from that, and that will give you your interest paid. Okay. Okay, on these, I'm just going to show you how to set those up as well. Remember, this is our I equals PRT. So 2,100 times 3 3/4%, which would be 0.0375 times 2 years, so times 2. On C, well, make sure you solve that. C, you have $900 times 11 1/4%, so times 0.1125 times 6 months. Remember, T is expressed in years, so this is a partial year, so that would be 6 over 12, which simplified is 1 over 2, which as a decimal would be 0.5, so times 0.5. It is 1/2 of a year. Okay, I hope all of this is making sense. A lot of this is review stuff we've been working on, but the budgeting part is new. Budgeting is super important in real life. If you can't make a good budget, then you're going to end up getting in debt. You're going to end up not being able to pay your bills and things like that. So very important stuff. Hope it all makes sense. If not, reach out to me on Jupiter or on Zoom. Stay safe. See you soon.